Today I want to figure out how small I can draw. So all of my time lately has been working on big, huge illustrations. I've been drawing skateboards. Actually, I just finished the fall line of Revive skateboards. This is from the summer. Just finished the next series. And I've been planning out a mural for this wall behind me. You can see I've got my ladder here ready to go, but we're gonna save that for another video. So I've been working on all this huge stuff, and I thought maybe it would be really fun to take a little break and make a video about how small I could draw. Okay, so when I brought this whole idea up to my wife, JC, I was trying to think of what the subject matter of the drawing should be. Like, what's a character that is super iconic, has some good colors, is recognizable, bigger, and also really, really tiny. And of course, being the genius wife that she is, she was like, oh, you should draw Mario, because he, you know, when he gets hit, he shrinks down. And I thought that was like the most clever possible thing. So today, we're gonna draw Mario, and he's gonna shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink. So as far as tools go, I'm gonna be penciling with just a normal pencil and then inking over top of it with these Faber-Castell pens. I found this set that I had that has like a full range of the sizes. So the smallest one, the extra small, goes down to 0.1 millimeters. And then I have my trusty little watercolor set, my Winsor Newton bricks, and I found some very, very tiny size 0 brushes, so hopefully we can color these Marios with these teeny tiny little brushes too. Fun idea, let's see what happens. Come check this out. Okay, so I tried out this, it's called a soft chisel. It has the chisel tip, which I was excited about because I've messed around with some of those recently and really like them. But this felt super soft like a brush pen, which makes sense why they would call it a soft chisel. This pen, I don't know, there's like not enough control, looks all wobbly and stuff. We're gonna go back to the single width pins and work with those with these smaller drawings. But for now, I don't know, thought I'd try this new soft chisel and see what it was all about. And of course, the other thing, I'm trying to draw small and I couldn't even fit Mario into the 3-inch square. His head's sticking out of the top, so this is already going great. I'm failing already at drawing small. Oh, what's gonna happen? All right, so going into this, I was more concerned about the pens I was using, and I thought it would be fun to do this watercolor just because I found these super tiny brushes that I had. So I'm obviously not using watercolor paper. I'm using Bristol board, which is a very pressed, strong paper that basically repels water. So it's like one of the worst papers you can use for watercolors. So everything's super blotchy and it's not sinking into the paper, so it doesn't look the best. So I was considering switching over to using Copics to color the rest, but I really want to use these little teeny tiny brushes. So I think we're gonna stick with the watercolor even though it doesn't look that good. So yeah, here is the 3-inch Mario. Now we're gonna shrink Mario down. He got hit by that Goomba and he's shrinking down half his size. We're gonna do a 1.5-inch drawing of Mario. Same pose. I picked this pose because I thought it's like a nice silhouette of him, like with his arms and legs out, and you still get a good separation of all the colors, the red and the blue and the brown. So hopefully this pose will shrink down well and you'll still be able to tell that it's Mario. Okay, for this one I'm using the Faber-Castell size F. It is a 0.5 millimeter pen. This is the pen that I use for my Simple Routines comic. It's the pen I'm probably like most familiar with. I've drawn probably getting close to 1,000 pages of comics with this pen. So yeah, drawing a character at 1.5 inches is maybe a little smaller than I'm used to, but not too much. So, all right, let's see how this watercolor works. Okay, so the watercolor is maybe working a little bit better because it's smaller, but it's still not great. And I'm really hoping that the camera is gonna be able to focus and capture everything as we get smaller and smaller. I'm sorry if things are like going in and out of focus, but my camera's trying, dude, it's trying. It's just hard when it's trying to focus on things that are so teeny tiny. All right, for this 1-inch size, I can definitely tell things are getting tricky. I am 100% not used to drawing anything this small ever. There's no projects I've ever had that have required me to draw really small. Actually, I remember a comic I did way back. There was like this huge maze thing that I drew super small on, and it never looked really good. So yeah, drawing really small, I don't know, just for me at least, just never looks super good. So I'm definitely feeling that at this 1-inch size. So I couldn't find, I guess the small size of the Faber-Castell artist pens was missing from this pack. I probably stole it for something else somewhere in the past, but I do have a 0.3 micron, which is the same size as the small. It's a 3.3 millimeter pen, so I'm using the Pigma Micron 03 for this size. And then I think for the next one, we'll skip down to the 0.2 millimeter, and then for the even smaller ones, that's when we'll go back to the Faber-Castell extra small 0.1 millimeter pen. So yeah, things are getting tough. All right, for the watercolors on this part, I switched over to a size 2 brush from a size 5 brush that was included in this watercolor set. So yeah, that definitely helps, and even though the drawing is much smaller, I super noticed that the size 2 brush like holds way less water. This is kind of making me rethink how I need to approach doing watercolors. I probably need to do some research on what size brushes are right for what size areas, and obviously I need to figure out paper stuff, and this has me kind of excited to try out some new watercolor stuff. So all right, here's the 1-inch Mario. Let's shrink it down by 50% and do a 1/2 inch Mario. Dude, this is small. We still have 2 more to go. I don't know if I can do it. This dude is definitely, so he's definitely losing detail at this point, but I'm actually kind of surprised using this 0.2 millimeter micron. Like, I'm surprised at the amount of detail I can get. He still has fingers, and I could even get the little M on his hat, but he's definitely missing buttons on his suspenders, and there's no eyebrows or anything like that. So he's losing detail, but he's still Mario. So for the watercolor, I'm gonna get as close as I can. My camera is hopefully able to pick up the detail this small. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, stick with me on this, everyone. I've moved to a size 0 brush for this watercolor. I have 2 size 0 brushes. This one is a little bit longer, so it's gonna be able to hold a little bit more water. I don't think it really matters at this point because we are drawing so small. So yeah, here is the 1/2 inch Mario. What is happening? Okay, we've shrunken down another 50% to 1/4 inch. This is ridiculous. We're losing all detail here, so I hope I can get some eyes and his mustache in here. Yeah, I'm using the Faber-Castell extra small. The pen is 0.1 millimeters thick. If you press down too hard, this thing will just snap and break. It's kind of crazy. And this is nuts. Like, drawing this small is ridiculous. To put it in perspective, this is like a 1/4 of an inch is like the size of a dime, maybe smaller than that. This is smaller than the thickness of the pen that I'm holding. Okay, I'm gonna jump into using the smallest, teeniest, tiniest, littlest, itty bitty, ridiculous, not even a brush. It's a 0. It should be less than a 0. It's like 4 little hairs stuck into a piece of wood. It's so small. Hopefully the camera is picking this up. This is crazy. All right, dudes, at this point, we've gone as small as we can go with our tools. So this is the smallest pen, smallest brush I have. Maybe there's probably something smaller out there, but I also think at this point, like just my dexterity, like in this last one, the camera was so close to the paper and my face was all up against, it was like literally against the camera, like as close to the paper as I could get. And I don't know if my hands can make smaller, teenier lines, and I don't know if my eyes can see that small. People use magnifying glasses and they use smaller tools and stuff, so it probably is possible, but with what I have right now, it feels like a 1/4 of an inch is as small as we can go, but I'm not gonna end it there. We're gonna shrink down another 50%. I'm gonna try and draw Mario at 1/8 of an inch. That's like, I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like Ant-Man small. I don't even know, I can't even think of anything to compare it to. This is so small, I'm not sure you're even gonna be able to tell that it's Mario, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, I'm gonna try. Oh God. Alright, this was super fun. I'm not sure if we can count the .125. I got as close as I could with the camera. Looking at it, if I had to guess, I would say Mario, but I don't know that it's so tiny. It's so tiny. 1/8 of an inch, I don't know. It's hard to tell, and I know it's probably super hard to see in the camera, but if I get up like this close and squint my eyes, like it kind of looks like Mario. I mean, yeah, it looks like Mario. I get it. The color really helps, having the red hat and sleeves with the blue overalls and brown shoes. I don't know, the 1/4 of an inch I'm super proud of. I think that is, I can draw something at a 1/4 of an inch. I can do it. 1/8 of an inch, This was a really fun way to experiment with some tools. Even though I'm super familiar with these tools, like using the extra small versions of them was really fun, and it has me excited to experiment with some things in the future. So yeah, I really enjoyed this little challenge, and I hope you liked it too. Do me a favor and leave me a comment below with any other sort of art challenges that you'd like to see me do in the future. I'm not gonna do all the like trendy challenges, but some of them, I think if I can learn something from them, then they're definitely worth doing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching me draw little tiny Marios, and I'll see you in the next one.